I remember the night the air shifted, when my life bent in a way that would never come back to straight, when I stood in my penthouse overlooking the city lights thinking about the man who had once sworn he would love me until his last breath, and who I later divorced in the same boardroom where I signed my biggest deals. And it all started with a ring under the stars. I am Helena Montez, 35 years old, senior bank executive. The woman everyone at the bank calls untouchable, the one who quietly runs the empire while keeping my true fortune hidden from the eyes of those who would use it against me. I have been climbing my ladder since the days I counted pennies behind a teller's counter, invisible to almost everyone except to myself. My ambition was my only constant companion, and I guarded it like a dangerous jewel. He came into my life in the winter, a man with dark eyes and an easy smile, a man from a world not entirely unlike mine, but dirtier, more reckless. He knew how to charm the air right out of a room, and I fell for him faster than I should have. We talked about markets and music, about risks and rewards, and soon he proposed on a rooftop with the city sprawling like glitter beneath us, his breath warm against my ear, his fingers trembling as the diamonds slid onto my hand. I said yes because I thought he was fearless like me, because it had been years since someone looked at me not as an asset, but as a woman. Marriage was supposed to be partnership, two minds scaffolding each other into greatness. But what I walked into was a courtroom dressed as a honeymoon. In the months after the wedding, he grew greedy, slipping into my ledgers when he thought I was sleeping, hinting about the bank's acquisitions like he had a right to know before anyone else. I told myself love could smooth the sharp edges, but truth has a way of cutting clean and deep. The day I caught him taking confidential files out of my locked desk, everything inside me froze. I did not scream. I did not cry. I simply watched him pack my trust into his briefcase like it was something he could spend, knowing I now held the power to end him. From that moment, my marriage was no longer about love. It became an operation. Every dinner was a chess match. Every kiss part of a quiet interrogation. I traced his contacts, his hidden accounts, his debts. I learned where he kept the money he thought I would never see. He had underestimated me, thinking a ring meant I would surrender my advantage. At the bank, I sharpened my public smile while privately preparing the terms that would undo him. I remember walking into the boardroom that final morning, the sun bleeding gold through the glass, and telling him we needed to talk. Lawyers were already there, contracts printed. My pen felt heavy as I signed away every tie between us, each swoop of ink a small incision. He tried to charm, to plead, to make me hesitate, but my voice was steel when I told him he would leave with exactly what he had brought. Nothing but his own name. He looked stunned, like I had pulled the ground out from under him. Even then, I did not raise my voice. Justice does not shout. It whispers in the moment the door closes behind you. I walked out of that room lighter than air. The hush in the hall, tasting like clean slate. If you love Helena's journey, like and subscribe to join her next chapter. But leaving him was only step one. The man I had once called my husband lost his job within weeks after certain truths were shared with the right ears. His debts came tumbling down, creditors circling like vultures. I made sure every investment he had tried to bury was uncovered, and I bought them. I turned his failed ventures into my profit. There is a sweetness to revenge when it comes slow, when it comes cold. His arrogance had been his undoing, and now it was my asset. People asked me if I regretted marrying him. I told them no marriage had only shown me who he truly was. It is easier to deal with enemies when you have seen them up close and shared their bed. I used the settlement to expand my private holdings, a move no one at the bank would suspect was born from betrayal. Every time I looked out at the city skyline, I saw the glint of what I had taken back. I never once chased him down for closure. Justice was already served. The truth is, the boardroom divorce was my emancipation paper, my way of declaring that love might fold, but I would not. And as for him, he now works under leadership that answers to me. Every memo that lands on his desk carries my unseen shadow. Sometimes, strategy is not about winning. It is about making sure the other person remembers you won every single day. That rooftop proposal had felt like magic once. Now, it feels like the beginning of my finest victory. He thought marriage would make me blind. Instead, it made me dangerous. And the city still hums under my feet, knowing it is mine for the taking. Stay with me, because the next chapter is just beginning. And trust me, it will be even colder.